it should be.
All right. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we basically need to update these numbers anyway. But the real question is here is with Chainlink as well, because uh, one of the things that is confusing. Let's take this one here. So we need to fix this, and I'm not sure like what the problem is, but over here we've got 1459 S euro vault collateral value, and over here we've got because there is only this. Over here it's worth 1641, and over here it's worth 1459. So these two need to be the same thing, because unless this is S euro and this is actual euro, which might be what's happening. I'm not sure.
No, because I don't think we're using the SEO exchange anyway. Maybe this is because I think at some point Murat was using the proper Chainlink data feeds on the chart part, whereas I've mocked up Chainlink data feeds which the vaults use. I don't know if that's
Exactly. Exactly.
So, I mean, that won't be a problem when it comes to mainnet deployments, because those will use the contracts will be using real data feeds, but also Murat can switch the addresses to the ones that come from the contracts, and then they should be consistent anyways. Yeah, but it's up to you, I guess.
Like, the thing is, there's a slight addition to that problem. Like right now, we have to show in euro format, but the contract returns us USD format. So I have to convert from USD to euro.
Yes.
That's one of the biggest problems actually on that page. For that, I use a free API called Free Currency API, which is a bit problematic time to time.
And again, I've created a mock Euro USD data. So if you're using the Chainlink one, then again, like when it's deployed to mainnet, there won't be a difference.
You cannot use the Chainlink one because Chainlink doesn't support from USD to euro.
On testnet.
No, on mainnet also. Like they
No,
support euro to
mainnet.
USD. Like
They must on mainnet.
It does Euro to USD, yeah. So you
Yeah.
can use that to do the conversion still. You just need to divide it rather than multiply it.
But sorry to interrupt. I just wrote this on the ticket also. They support from Tether Euro USD. Oh, sorry, Tether. Like they support what we need, but in Tether Euro.
Oh, I see.
What's Tether Euro?
Tether euro.
Sorry.
Uh,
I can see a Euro USD feed on mainnet.
Yeah. We need USD to euro.
No, but you can use Euro USD to convert. You just need to
Yeah.
multiply by the right amount of decimals and then divide by that, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, I haven't talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that should work.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that, because the more we can, I definitely want to get away from centralized APIs, and get more towards, obviously, the use only the Chainlink data feeds. Okay, so everyone's clear on that? Clear as mud?
Yeah.
All right. So that comes us to the question as well as on mainnet launch. Like one of the reasons I think there's a little bit of a handbrake on is that, and we've been discussing this um, in the community, is the name of the S euro and USD and everything else that we'll be rolling out. So there's been a lot of discussion about it, back and forth, some votes on it. We can see in the chat here. that we have basically these options. You know, we keep it as S, Euro, SUSD. The problem with that is Synthetics has this already, and they have and they're very similar to us, except they're different. You know, they Synthetics uses their own token as the only collateral type, and there's no collateral management and this and that and the other thing. So they're like, you have to be like 700% over collateralized or something stupid. But nevertheless, they are a big protocol. So I don't think that's the right option for us, because I just don't want to have confusion in the space. TS, Euro, it just doesn't seem to roll off the tongue as well, because you're starting with a consonant. It's sort of, it's just not nice to say. It turns into a tongue twister. And the other serious contender was AB, which stands for asset backed. So asset-backed euro, asset-backed USD, asset-backed everything else. So the issue with this one is it doesn't really, it explains what it is, kind of, if you understand what AB stands for. The second problem though was that it's away from the protocol brand, and so what everyone's heading towards is EuroST. You know, there is a lot of people that still think AB is better, but it's not like we're getting massive amounts of votes. You know, it's just the small amount in the community that are bothering voting. So I still think EuroST is a really good option, and I'm sorry it's taken this long, Ewan. I know that you want sort of the go ahead, because it'll make your life easier to start deploying these contracts. But yeah, that's kind of what. If you guys have any opinion in the here on this conversation.
I think Euro. Do you mean EURST or EuroST?
I mean, it'll be like I guess it'll be pronounced USDST. And yeah,
The Euro.
I mean, we could drop the O for Euro. It's more about the ST. That's more the real. Like, it's more about the branding of the little thing in front or behind. The reason why we didn't go in front with ST is because staking is the big synonym. ST is kind of synonymous with staking assets and the receipt people get for staked assets.
Yeah, I like USDST.
Yeah,
For the Euro, it's not that convenient. But it should work.
yeah, EuroST. Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, head over to the Discord and drop your vote. It would be appreciated. Yeah, so that's that. In terms of deploying over to the standards, GitHub, Murat, what's the slowdown on that?
What do you mean by slow?
I don't know. It just hasn't happened yet. So I was just wondering if there's anything blocking you from that.
No, like I deployed some things in the morning.
Yeah.
So I don't know, you saw the tickets.
Right, I haven't seen it yet.
What's that? How did that happen?
Yeah, it happens if I like the refresh is weird when I pull. The same thing happens if I scroll down really quickly. See that it's sort of sometimes down the bottom. If you just look down the bottom there, see it just takes a while to refresh. I don't know what's going on there.
For that,
All right.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, there again. That's this sort of thing when you scale yeah. Yeah. So What else was there? Okay, so is that on the ticket then for this week to get it over to add to the standard GitHub? All right. What else is happening here? We have the projects on the standard servers as well. That's happening probably this week as well, right? Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll hand it over. That's kind of me I'll hand it over to Murat anyway to give us a list of just any comments or questions or blockers or anything else.
Actually, no. Not make much change on the design also. We have some to do. Some they are mostly bug related and some administrative issues. Other than that, I don't know. Things seem to be bright to me. At least.
Yeah.
There's these bugs that we keep finding.
Yeah. But we gotta also just launch, you know.
Yeah.
If we just keep squashing bugs, it sort of makes everyone
Yeah.
annoyed. We want to just ship product and then we can go from there. It's kind of hard to. It'd be really interesting, Ewan. Once there's a final decision on the ST, how long do we need to go to launch on mainnet as sort of a, like a test launch so that we can have testing going on mainnet?
Mainnet, I think I need to sort the like deploying these sort of help applications in the next day or two to like do the liquidations and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, actual deployment, like for mainnet, would just take like a day or so. So probably like like by the end of this week, I think it should be ready to deploy to mainnet. The only issue is with the Arbitrum stuff, and I sent them a question because there's some sort of confusion to do with the bridging.
Okay.
From what I could tell from what I was testing, and I'm waiting for a response about
I see.
hopefully that will also be resolved this week, and then it should be kind of good to go.
Okay, cool. All right. So this week's kind of sort of tying up those loose ends.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then once we're finalized with those contracts, do we run it through the audits again? On
I haven't made any changes to the contracts
okay,
since I last did a scan. So
okay,
I can get that. Maybe I can just get that published.
yeah. I mean, there's no super rush for it, right? So if you want to make some of the adjustments for anything that it came back, I know you mentioned like it had some suggestions for.
Yeah, there was a lot of suggestions that don't apply, and I guess because it's done just like programmatically scanning your code.
Yeah,
There's some sort of dependencies between the contracts that it doesn't really understand.
yeah,
So it'll be like a flag like a lot of issues to do with reentrancy, like when contracts are dependent on other contracts. But if those contracts are dependent on other contracts that we own, then there's no issue of reentrancy.
yeah.
Things like that. But yeah, I think I think that's fine now.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'll hand it over to. Have you got anything more to add, Ewan? Or
Not really, no. That's it. Like I just need to finish tying up it's mainly around deploying the little helper applications to do the pricing and the liquidations, getting those deployed, and then also figuring out the front end deployment and then the Arbitrum stuff, waiting to hear back from them.
yeah. Okay. Cool. George, I'll hand it over to you.
Hey, so yeah, as for content last week, we published a new blog post on how to secure crypto assets with us without compromising the private keys. You can check that out on our blog page, which is on Medium. You can get that through the website or through Medium. Also, Josh was on the Roll Up Twitter Spaces, which done a special event called GM100 on Friday. It was basically like loads of protocols on Arbitrum, some also on zk-AVM. It was good exposure, a lot of cross marketing over there as well, and a lot of great information. So if you want to check that out as well, go to the Roll Up Twitter page. You can listen to the Twitter Spaces there. We'll be releasing the newsletter this week. As well as that, we are working on the Camelot proposal, which has a couple of tweaks to be made, but we're going to submit that in the next day or two. Also, Josh had some meetings with Reveal Protocol and also Polygon zk-AVM as well, to discuss future deployment on there in the coming months after Arbitrum. So just had an initial chat. And this week we'll be discussing with Bond Protocol, who's on Arbitrum, on collaboration opportunities, as well as the NFT marketplace, NFT Earth. Again, potential collaboration partnership.
Yeah, so Bond will help us. They Bond comes from Olympus DAO Pro. So Olympus DAO, they split off to create Bond Protocol to allow other people to do. So it's basically what we did in stage 2 of our IBCO. But because that's their whole focus, it might be good to use them. I just got to see how much it makes sense, because it means that we don't need to deal with the technical overhead, and we can allow our users to quickly bond into Camelot rather than leasing that liquidity. So it's just an exploratory call. It might make more sense to use our own contracts, but we'll see. We'll see. Yep. Anything else, George?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome. I'll hand it over to Anna.
Hello. So everyone, I was last week in Ether Barcelona conference, because it was a last minute thing that just couldn't go, and I went in. There are a few things that happened there. One, I was on a panel. I was talking about the future of DeFi, and basically with other people who were also in some sort of lending or similar things. It was good. It was an alright panel. Compared to other panels in the past, I think like the person hosting it wasn't that experienced, and maybe that made it a bit like, not the smoothest one, but it still went all right. There's a few other things that I got to do there. I got to see partners that we already partnered with, and we can recheck, like the Ethics Hubs Coffee. We'll be using our stablecoin. I got to show the product off. I got to tell a lot of people about the standard as well. And I got to talk to a couple of people. So we're working on getting the token listed in a website called token.com, which is like very easy Rails to get any token. And also an influencer called Crypto Willy in Spanish. So that might be something coming up there. And that's just a couple of things off the top of my head that happened sort of in terms of outwards and connections at the conference.
Awesome. Fantastic. And I really want to thank Murat as well for working so hard to get it working in time for Anna to help demo it to people on the floor.
My pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was amazing.
yeah, that was really good. Yeah, Thorex, is there anything from your side in terms of community that you want us to cover or talk about? I guess not. So, yeah, this week's going to be a fun one. I think we're getting so close to launching. There's some of these things, like there's sort of not really that important, some of these sort of refresh or some bugs like that. The main thing is the contracts start to work and we can do a test net on. So let's aim for next week being able to test this on mainnet. That would be awesome. Ewan, I'll have a final thing. If everyone could go out and vote on your preferred ST or TS or AB or whatever it is that you think would be good. I think it's an important decision because it's one of these things that once it's in, it's locked in. Like we're able to change S Euro right now because there's not many products that are dependent on it. Like Ewan said, it's not recommended at all to do this. But it's S Euro is not being used by anyone yet. We just had the IBCO. I just want to make sure that stage 2 or anything doesn't break you, and that's all. If anyone has anything locked up or whatever. But yeah, I think it's good to do that, and then we need to. I need to let CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko know that the ticker's changed. Shouldn't be too hard, and then if any, yeah. So I think that should be the goal. By Monday, we start testing on closed mainnet test, and give Murat and Ewan feedback if there's anything wrong. Yeah, excellent. Oh yeah, one last thing that I wanted to mention is still can't see the NFTs in MetaMask, and I'm not sure what needs to happen there for that to happen because right now we need to list it on OpenSea to sell the vault. People might want to just be able to send their vault to somebody else. I mean, at least that would be good for testing as well to be able to and even if we don't do it manually, if we don't do it automatically, where it shows up in the MetaMask, maybe we can do it manually by import NFT, like putting the address of the NFT and the token ID. Maybe that can be a button in the sell NFT section, like next to a list on OpenSea, we could say like add to MetaMask, and it would add the token ID and the whatever it is, yeah, the address and the token ID, yeah,
Yeah.
to MetaMask. That would be really cool.
Okay, let's try that.
Yeah, I'll add that as a ticket on your to-dos, on the never-ending to-dos.
Okay, thank you.
All right, cool. Anyone else have anything else last, or forever hold your peace?
Forever.
All right, have a wonderful week. I'll see you guys online.
Have a good one, everyone.
Good job.